Dr. Phl Holistic Health Show. I'm Dr. Phl Hopkins, natural holistic doctor, specializing in African holistic health. I'll be airing here every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can also see us streaming live, www.wurdradio.com, and in the community, or www.drpaulherbs.com. We will focus on the holistic health and alternative lifestyles by utilizing preventative methods and natural, non-invasive practices and universal principles that have been used for thousands of years in many cultures around the world. Together as a family, we'll live a more healthier, more productive lifestyle. Spirit, mind, and body in that order. Cultural resource for you and your family. Without further ado, welcome, family. Raise that up for me. All right. Boy, we got the gremlins going on this morning. Mike Moore in the house.
Yeah, they found me. What is going on today?
What is going on, family? If y'all can only know what goes on in these studios.
Y'all don't need to know that. Let's just say I'm glad the cameras was off. We can just chuckle, and that's all we can do, because it just seems like right when time starts to go down to 3, 2, 1, everything just goes like, whoa, what happened? Haywire. The world of telecommunications. Well, family, welcome, and I want to say good morning to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Beautiful day today, Mike. And with that, we want to say just have a good sun, grand rising to everyone. That I hope everyone's feeling good and getting prepared for this Labor Day weekend, and preparing for good things. And we're changing of seasons. You remember we talked about changing of seasons, family, with so much going on. You got to prepare yourself and know where you are at all times. We say know where you are at all times. Don't break the rules. This is the time when you can get caught up with all the politics and all the things that are going on. One of the biggest issues right now people are talking about, and we can talk about today, people talking about the vaccine. Is this thing moving too fast? Or when it comes out, who's going to get it? Who's going to be the first ones to do it? Are you even thinking about getting it? This is all we need to talk about today. But also, I want to talk about today also the bitters. The bitters, again, going back to change of seasons, circadian rhythm, the cycles of the body. I believe that a lot of this is all starting in your gut. So what you got to do, you got to clean that colon, family. We got to go in there. I got a great herb for you today. I got one, Mike, that's people forget about this stuff, man. And you know what? If you start to clean the colon, man, guess what? All kind of things clear up. 99% of all problems start in your gut. How about that? So let's start that off, and we're going to go to the phone lines. People lining up already. Y'all are hot, and y'all are on it this morning. Hotline, 215-634-8065, 215-634-8065, or toll free, 1-866-361-0900. That's 1-866-361-0900. Or we are streaming live. We're trying to get that thing streaming live, right, Mike? Are we on? Oh, we live.
We are live. We are live in studio. I don't know the situation with the camera, but we are live. And
we tried something new.
We tried something new. So, family, call in. We want to hear from you this morning. WURDradio.com. That's on our website, and you can chime in. Also, Facebook, too. If you're on Facebook, Dr. Phl, all one word, last name Hopkins, drop some lines. We want to hear from you. We're going to take a couple questions off of Facebook today. How about that? All right, family. Let's go to the lines. We got Alfie on the line. Alfie, is that Alfie Pollitt? The Alfie Pollitt?
My brother.
My brother from another mother. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed to be on the set.
Yes, you are, brother.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, man?
Man, blessed, man. Just been very proactive since this whole pandemic situation, and been working like as they say, a Trojan, what have you, day and night. Networking with people around the country. We're building some holistic stuff, but a lot of stuff we need to sit down.
All right. Sounds good, Alfie.
Yeah.
Always. If y'all don't know who this is Alfie Pollitt, the legendary Alfie Pollitt, who actually has the man with the musical skills, with the hands, phenomenal piano player. And what else can I say about you, Alfie? You got some, incredible works of art that you put out for us, man. We love you, man. Thank you for all that you've given us in the music world, brother. I appreciate you.
Well, I love you, and I must say that I'm blessed to have such a wonderful, outstanding, fantabulous publicist such as yourself on my team.
All right, man. All right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. We did a set down at the Clef Club, y'all. Was it last year, Alfie?
Yes, we did.
It was last year, and it was
June of
outstanding. Outstanding. It was the the Philly International Review.
Philadelphia music,
Yes.
R&B music.
Yes.
And, Dr. Paul, I said people still want these autographs,
Yeah. See, man, you started stuff already. See? But yes, brother, I'm going to call you, man. We're going to talk about this holistic stuff, man. You know what?
Right.
We start to implement, you and I have talked about other things about holistic health, how it means so much. Even with, music and health together means so much.
We got stuff with music and
Absolutely.
We'll talk.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother, for chiming in, man. Appreciate
Cody,
you.
Tell Cody I look to hear from him, too.
Okay, will do.
You. And Joey, tell Joey I said hey.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Shout out.
Blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, family. Let's talk about these things that are happening in your gut. There's an herb that I want to reintroduce the family to. And, some people talk about the bitters. You can look at your tongue and see everything going on inside of your tongue. If you look at your tongue, if you see a white coating on your tongue, Mike, you ever see that, man? We talked about this one time before. The white coating on your tongue. The white coating on your tongue actually shows that you are actually experiencing too much of the processed foods. That means that it, like a coating, turns white over your tongue, now desensitizes the taste buds. Now, when that what they call desensitizing of the taste buds happens, now that starts to allow you not to really taste food no more. But also, it's a chemical on the taste buds. Now, this stuff starts to change the dynamics because your brain's like, wait a minute, what's coming? Because now the taste buds are for letting the body, not just for your enjoyment of what foods are good and how it tastes and if it's good or bad, but it gives the brain heads up on what's coming. So when you desensitize the taste buds, you throw off the gut. You now send off the gut to say, wait a minute, I'm going to send this down, hydrochloric acid for food that sometimes never shows up. That's like gum. That's also things like, the processed foods and things. So you're trying to break down things that literally are not real. That's the GMOs, the genetic modifications of foods. The foods that actually have too much process in them. The pharmaceuticals, all the things that are junk to the system probably can't break it down. Says, hey, I don't know what this is. So what does that happen? Causes debris. Now you got to clean this stuff out. So that's what we're talking about today. You got to cleanse every change of seasons. So that's the beginning of every summer, winter, spring, fall. Here we are, changing seasons. So now you got to do something. So what are we talking about? Bitters. Bitters are things that can resensitize the taste buds. Now it can actually do things like to regenerate the body's ability to sensitize what is actually good and what is bad. And also to break down the proper enzymes in the gut. So there's an herb, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. There's one I want to bring to your attention called bitter melon. Bitter melon, B-I-T-T-E-R, melon. And bitter melon, also known as the bitter gourd, is from the gourd family. It's actually a tropical vine, and it belongs to that gourd family, closely related, though, to the zucchini, the squash, the pumpkin, and the cucumber. So how about that? We're going to talk about that and go into detail. We got more callers. Is that Louise on the line? Louise?
Yes, it is.
Good morning, Louise. How you doing?
This is your favorite client?
Yes.
I want to give a testimony before I ask my question.
Go ahead.
I went to you for just the pH, and then I ended up getting on that machine.
Okay.
And I really and truly believe that machine saved my life. Because I learned stuff about myself that I did not know. And I just advise everybody to get that diagnosis from that machine we stood on. I just want to say this. So that exercise you gave me for my back, where I raise my hands up and raise my hands up,
yes,
I can't do it. It knocks me out.
Well, you remember.
It knocks me out.
Yes,
anyway, my question is this. I'm calling for a family member. What causes the blockage in the bowel duct? It's the thing that leads from the gallbladder to the intestines, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I have 2 family members that have to do an endoscopy because of a blockage. They already did the MRI, but they still can't tell what it is. Mm-hmm. And they say it's a blockage right in the bowel duct.
Yep. And, that goes back to exactly what we're talking about today. We're talking about the chemicalizations, the heavy meats, what they're doing to the meats. Liver can't break this down, blocks the bile duct. Now the bile, causes issues with the gallbladder. It's a multiple system shutdown. So what you experience is the first lines of also going back to, again, cleansing every change of seasons. This is why we have to do things like this, family. It causes multiple system breakdowns. Remember, the body only works systemically as a whole. It doesn't work like one thing. We've been systemized to think that everything happens, a magic bullet for one thing. You got this, here's a pill for it. You got that, got a pill for it. But the body doesn't work like that. It actually works systemically. So it means that there's really just one problem. You correct one problem, and it corrects the whole problem. That's why it works as nothing works in the body by itself. Everything works as a group, an organization, a corporation, as a family. So what you got to do, everything you're saying right now, cleansing. That's going back to cleansing. Yep, cleansing. Going back to colon cleanse.
And
going back.
Meat eaters.
Yeah, and there you go. There you go. That's it. Heavy meats. Heavy meats tend to do the bowel blockage issues. That's where. Oh, yes, okay. Absolutely. And remember, as the induction into the United States, that whole transatlantic slave, movement was actually designed. We actually started to induce what's called flesh and starch, and that's where it comes from. A lot of the flesh and starch. We're not meat eaters. If you want to prove that, you look at your teeth. Your teeth are all in this certain line. You have these things called the canines. The canines on the side. Right. All right, those canines, and most of those carnivorous, which is actually the meat eaters, are longer than everything else, right? What else has that? That's like lions, tigers, bears. Oh my, whatever. Those are always longer, right? That's for ripping and tearing of meat. But look at yours. Yours are even. They're all even. That's because we are vegetarian. We're vegetables. That's vegetation on the table. That's where it comes from. So we have to start to go back to real food. Only life begets life. So you got to eat food that's alive. And we start to eat these meats and things that are actually blocking our system up. And what they're doing to the meat is even more dangerous, because it's actually...
How can you cleanse that area?
Well, again, that's what we say. We put them on what we call a 40-day detox. And I have one called the colon cleanse. It's Dr. Phl colon cleanse. And then also there's a parasite formula. Okay, both. Oh. Yep, we have both. And from that, you can actually cleanse the system, with all the herbs that are for the purpose of flushing the system. One cleans, the other one sweeps. And that's the whole purpose. So I would definitely recommend giving me a call. We can do an assessment, and then I can get them on the right page.
Yeah, because I don't want them to do no biopsy or none of that junk.
Yeah. But, there's also things that are in perspective. You have to see, some people may have to have a procedure done. Because if they're past the point of preventativeness, and then they have to get something done to unblock those areas, there may be a procedure in order. So that's why we don't want to eliminate. We want to work with the system. Okay. Yeah, so.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Louise. Appreciate you. And thank you for that testimony because, Louise, that was great. You can see what you're talking with people if they're listening for the first time. That's called the RM3A. That's a full body analysis that we do.
And I'm doing that green smoothie.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm coming alive. But when I was in your office, I felt like I was dying.
Yeah. See how you can bring in energy.
With me,
yeah.
But I thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I tell everybody I know, call Dr. Phl.
All right. Thank you so much, Louise. Appreciate you. All right.
Bye-bye.
And let's go to another call. Let's take Shirley. We got Shirley. Sister Shirley?
Hi, Dr. Phl. How you doing?
Good morning, Shirley. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I have a question in reference to ovarian cancer.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep my system alkalized. I'm eating vegetables, no meat. So what do you suggest I can help, with that?
Well, remember, yes, you're right on the right track by staying alkaline. Remember, cancer can't live in an all-alkaline state, so that's the key. Number one, stay on the alkaline diet. One thing, if I would give a suggestion, stay very on top of the chemicalization that's happening with a lot of foods. That means things that have, there's this thing called glyphosate. That's actually being sprayed. It's the weed killer that's sprayed on a lot of foods, and it's found in a lot of places. It's a lot of foods that are finding it. And also this thing called chlorpyrifos, which actually is also sprayed on all the conventional fruits and vegetables. That tends to sort of make an aggression to things like cancer because it always keeps the body acidic. So I would definitely test your pH. You know how to test your pH, right?
Yes.
Okay, taking saliva and urine. You know how to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you do the math problem, and then from the math problem, you'll determine where you are. Just let that be your barometer of health. So know where you are at all times. Take that pH test. For those that are listening, it's called pH testing strips. And from there, you can know exactly when you need to alkalize. So if you're in a state of acid, so for you, that's critical because you have to stay alkaline. So if you're taking your pH on a regular, and if you fall under a certain level, which is probably around under 6.5 on the pH level, then you know you got to get something alkaline. Then you can attack it right away. You got it? Right. So stay on it. Their acid alkaline food chart, you have that, right? That acid alkaline food chart. Okay, stay on that acid alkaline food chart. That's on my website, family. You can get a free download right to my website, www.drpaulherbs.com. Download that free acid alkaline food chart. Stay on the alkaline side. Remember, alkaline is life-giving. That's the negative charge. Female principle keeps it moving, right? And when you keep that and stay in that alkaline state, that's the best thing you can do. All right?
Okay.
All right. Also, your water. How's your water? Last one. One more thing. How about your water?
Oh, I'm drinking spring water.
Okay. What kind of spring water?
Geyser.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, any spring water bottle at the source. That'll keep you there, okay?
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Stay in contact with me, okay? Stay in contact with me. Let me know how things are going, all right?
Okay, I will.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. We have the bitter melon. The bitter melon, yeah, that's the variety that comes from the zucchini, the squash, the pumpkin, and the cucumber family. But here's some other things that are interesting about it. It's packed with some of those really important nutrients. You know that this thing is packed with vitamin C. That means vitamin C, one of the number one antioxidants that you can have right now. Dealing with this COVID-19 situation, Mike, is dealing with vitamin C. But guess what? This bitter melon is packed with it. So when your body's unpacking it, you're taking up a huge amount of vitamin C from its natural source. And when the plant grabs it from the sun, now gives it to you, now you've received all that vitamin C. Also, it's packed with vitamin A. Also, potassium, zinc, and another one is iron, packed with iron. How about that? You know how many people say, you know what, they have an iron deficiency. And you say, well, wait a minute, iron deficiency? How can I be an iron? I'm always eating. Guess what? It's because you're not eating the right foods. All right, family, we're going to talk about some more of this thing. We're going to dive into this bitter melon. We're going to take some more callers because y'all lining up today. Y'all want to talk about this thing. So this is Dr. Paul Holistic Health Show. We'll be right back.
Support independent black media and join the onWURD movement now at 215-425-7875 or visit wordradio.com.
Come on down to Angry Deacon Ribs, located at 1019 Spring Garden Street. Without question, they have the best pork and beef ribs in Philly. Lightly smoked, full of flavor, and always tender. The bangin' brisket, pulled pork, wings, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens will have you coming back for more. Open Wednesday through Sunday with curbside pickup or delivery through Uber Eats. Give them a call at 215-769-RIBS. Come get some.
COVID-19, rising infections, red alert levels, and worries about reopening. What can you do? The Germ Killer's two-step products and services disinfect and protect for up to 90 days to give you peace of mind. The Germ Killer's system kills viruses and bacteria on high-touch surfaces in schools, houses of worship, businesses, and public transportation. Decontaminate immediately and keep students, school staff, congregations, or customers safe for months. Go to thegermkillers.com and get the coverage and safety you deserve.
Pollock's Herbs and Vitamin Center, 5925 North Broad Street. Open Monday through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Today's special, Irish Sea Moss and MSM Flakes, family. Yes, right. That's Irish Moss and MSM Flakes. And that's Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center. But remember, you got to say the key word. I listened to WRD and the Dr. Paul show, and you got it. 20% off. Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center, 215-549-4372. 215-549-4372.
Philadelphia families, Phl Pre-K, the city's free pre-K program, is now enrolling. Over 130 pre-K centers are getting ready to serve children this year with appropriate health and safety precautions. There are no income limits for this free pre-K program. Children who are 3 or 4 years old as of September 1 can enroll. Call 844-PHL Pre-K or visit phlprek.org to learn more and find a quality pre-K center. That's 844-PHL Pre-K. This program is made possible by the Philadelphia Beverage Tax.
You're listening to Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
And we're back. We still got gremlins up in here, Mike. We still got gremlins, but, you know.
You saw one issue.
Yeah,
Insider.
Mike's mic just went crazy. I don't know where your mic went. That's the first time I ever seen something like that, man. Right when you were grabbing it. Only in the studio,
Only
y'all.
in the studio.
Glad we can't see you.
we need a behind the scenes type of deal going on.
Exactly. Well, family, we're talking today about bitter melon and also, you know, cleaning the gut, change the seasons, all those good things. You know, when all this talk about the vaccine, they're only looking for one solution, that a vaccine is going to be the solve all for the situation. But really, ultimately, you are the solution to the problem. That means you have to build the system. You have to make sure that you are in a good state. And if you're already in an inflamed state, then you're already creating the atmosphere for this stuff to live. So when you're exposed to it, you have no choice but to shut down or actually be exposed to it. So heck, guess what? You got to do something. Stay proactive. You know, that's why we say stay focused. This is your time to know where you are at all time and don't break the rules. You got to not break the rules. You know, I know this is Labor Day. Everybody's going to go out and start eating. I know, family. I used to do a block party every year. Labor Day, Redden Street. Shout out to Redden Street in North Philly. Hey, I know. But guess what? This is not the time for all of that. You got to start to now focus on you and your family and know where you are at all times. So clean that colon. We're going to dive more into that bitter melon. But we got Woody on the line. Woody, what's up, brother?
Dr. Paul.
How you doing, my brother?
How you doing, man?
Oh, man, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
You rumbling, brother. You doing your thing. And the funny thing is, I wait and I wait and I wait because I feel the spirit of you, and I really enjoy it. Because the happy attitude helps to produce happy feelings and emotions, which secrete the hormones into the bloodstream that help you grow, it helps you heal. So you got to stay happy. You know, I love the fact that you and your wife were together for as long as you have been. I knew my wife from first grade.
Ooh.
And she passed away 2013. She was
sorry to hear.
Best friend. And I think about her. You know, sometimes I'm driving down the street, I'll look, and I'll see somebody I haven't seen in a long time. Wait, we got to go and tell Sharon. And she's gone, you see. But in reality, she still lives in you. So you got to learn how to accept that part. You haven't got there yet, but one day you will. So as an elder, I'm telling you, you know, appreciate her now.
Oh, absolutely.
That sweetness is a wonderful thing. So when you talk about bitter melon, you don't want a bitter woman.
Okay, I see you saying.
That continuation goes on throughout your time being married. Some people hold on to that for years and years and years. And can you imagine what happens when that sadness goes into your gut? It causes leaky gut.
Yeah.
It causes all kinds of problems. And then the formulas that they use today are preservatives, and they don't let food break down in the first place. So I really believe that when the body's trying to break this food down, and it's already, the lining is now weak because of those preservatives, now you got leaky gut, all kinds of other problems with your gut. We have problems with the gut, but the gut is a brain. Keep that in mind.
Yes,
Keep that
absolutely.
happy attitude. You tell your wife, I said congratulations, and I'm really happy for both of you guys, man.
Thank you so much, Woody.
Work. You're a wonderful example, and I'm waiting to get you on this NFL thing. I keep telling you, defense. I got a program for you so we can share with these guys that are in the NFL and the NBA. We're going to make them examples of what the other kids got to do. So when these times come, like Labor Day and all that other stuff, you'll be on defense because every single day will be a day of defending yourself against disease.
All right, Woody. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, and we will be in contact, man.
Yes,
and
I look forward to that now.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
And you know what, Mike? He got a good point. You know what? I was watching some of the 76ers get on the you know, we talked about this one time. They were getting on the plane with Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
I was like, oh, no, you're not doing this. You are the exemplar. That's why we got swept. You're wrong, Mike. You're wrong, Mike. You're wrong. But you know what? You got to watch what you're eating. You can't be exemplary as an athlete and eat the junk and the garbage, man. It's going to show. It's going to be in your performance.
That explains the poor body language that they had all series.
Poor body language, but also the injuries, you know. You see the injuries, you know.
Easy injuries.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, man, it all comes out in some way. But yes, bitter melon. Let's get back to bitter melon. You know, I mentioned that it's packed with vitamin C, vitamin A, also potassium, zinc, and iron. But do you know it can also help reduce blood sugar? Now, you actually, you know, this is one of the herbs that actually been used for helping to regenerate the pancreas. And that is actually for purposes of balancing out sugar levels and also regenerating and dealing with blood sugar control. So there were studies that were done. A 3-month study was done in 24 adults with diabetes and showed that taking 2,000 milligrams of bitter melon daily decreased blood sugar and hemoglobin A1C. A test used to measure, of course, the blood sugar control over a 3-month period. So it helped people actually control their diabetes. Another study actually showed that 40 people with diabetes found that taking 2,000 milligrams per day of bitter melon for 4 weeks led to a modest reduction in blood sugar levels also. So there's a lot of studies that's done with this bitter melon. But guess what, family? We've been using bitter melon for thousands of years. How about that? And now it's finally that the medical system is catching up with what we've been used as a culture and a people for a long time. We got Diane on the line. Diane?
Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hey, Diane.
Wonderful spirit. I love your spirit.
Thank you so much.
I have a question. Me and my husband came to see you. My daughter, my son-in-law came to see you. I'm feeling so good taking that green drink.
Woo! Got that greens going. All right.
Yes. What I would like to ask you, one of the questions I want to ask you, with the green drink, can you still take vitamin C on the side with the
Sure.
And what's that other one called? Oh God, I forgot the other.
She got a lot of energy over there.
Okay. Well, I'll call you.
That's all right.
How about my son-in-law? He take a protein shake after he do exercise. Is that okay for him to take?
Sure. Well, you know, it depends on what type of protein shake he's taking. You know, protein is also, you know, I think there's a misconception about protein. You know, the greatest source of protein is anything green. You know, that's the whole concept that they're all missing. You know, that only a plant can reach up and grab the nitrogen out the air and turn it into the amino acids, which is the building blocks of the cells. So the only protein, real strong protein, is not meat, and it's not in other forms. You know, we don't want to break down those forms. We want to get it in its complexities that God created it. So that's when you get it from the plant. And let your body break it down. That's what your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys do. They break it down. So when you start to grab it from places like meat, then, you know, the only reason that the animal has protein is because the animal eats the plant. That's it. So protein, it depends on what type of protein he's taking. There may be, it sounds like it's probably a plant-based protein. There's brown rice protein, there's pea protein, there's a lot of different types of them, but it's all coming from a plant. So what about the greatest source of protein, which be land and sea? That's why we say get something from the land, something from the ocean. Those are the keys.
I haven't called you.
Yeah, the greens, you can't go wrong with the greens. That's the hydrogen. Hydrogen is the greatest source of energy in the universe. That's why it's the potential for hydrogen. So anything darkly green, purple, yellow, the colors of the dynamics of the vegetables, yes.
Yeah, zinc. That's the word I was missing. Zinc. Can I take zinc with the green drink?
Well, yeah, zinc is very powerful. Zinc. I think people forget about the power of zinc. And zinc, remember, this is the time people used to take zinc lozenges. And that was because zinc, when they did a study, they did a European study, and showed that those who took something in about 70 milligrams, so 70 micrograms of zinc a week, just 70, actually reduced the levels of virus and actually able to not only defeat the virus, but also for it to replicate, its replication factor. So zinc is a powerful, powerful mineral that we have gotten away from. We need to get more of that zinc in the system. So that's not a bad protection. That's what we say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, family. These are things that you can use in fighting this COVID-19 thing. Building the system, immune system. This is what our leaders should be telling us. They should be talking about, what do you take in the meanwhile when I'm waiting? Got it?
And one more question. I'm gonna let you go, Dr. Paul. Now, the green drink. Do I take one scoop? Just one scoop?
Well, I recommend usually 3 teaspoon scoops in 12 ounces. Okay, that's usually it, because what's in the green drink is the best of the land and best of the ocean. I tried to put this thing together. I'd say it's divine inspiration, because when I looked at it, I said, wait a minute, what is it that we're missing? So I took the foundations of things like alfalfa, the spinach, the astragalus, those are the youth tonic. Those are the things that cleanse and regenerate your cells, but also the turmeric, the turmeric, which is the anti-inflammatory, and also, the sea vegetables, the kelp, chlorella. That's why I have the sea mosses in my formula. Also, the purple dulse. I take the purple dulse seaweed, which I believe is one of the things that is one of the strongest of the sea vegetables. Anything purple in the kingdom of land and sea is the highest. So that combination is really what you're trying to do. You're trying to get land and sea. So 3 teaspoon scoops in 12 ounces is what I usually is a recommendation. And it's a food. It's a food.
So you're saying 3 scoops of it? That's what you're saying?
Teaspoons, right. 3 teaspoon scoops, because there's a little scoop inside. It's a teaspoon scoop.
Oh, okay. So do 3 when I make it, pick 3 of them.
And your favorite juice or water. Now, don't put it in certain types of juices that would be acidic, though, right? Don't put it in something. That acid alkaline food chart.
Yeah, we do natural.
Right, but I just want to stop you on that one point. There are some juices that the family has to wonder, you got to stay away from certain types of juices. There are concentration. So if it's a concentrated juice, make sure you put the water back in it. So it'll be half juice, half water, preferably a spring water bottle at the source. But there's certain juices that actually cause an acidic environment you got to be careful of. And if it falls on the acidic side, you don't want to be mixing that with your green drink. And that would be things like pomegranate. That would also be cranberry juice, believe it or not. Cranberry, yep. And also carrot juice. The orange carrot is not created. God didn't he didn't make the orange carrot. He made the purple carrot. The orange carrot is part of a hybrid that took place a long time ago in Ireland. They didn't have anything to participate in the food trade, so they created this thing called the orange carrot, and that actually is a combination of the Queen Anne's lace, paying homage to Queen Anne's lace, and the wild yam. So they put it together. Now you got the orange carrot. How about that? The purple carrot. So the purple carrot is what you need.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. All right, who we got on next? Is that Jackie? Is that Jackie?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Jackie. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Very well, thank you. First of all, I didn't know you were Alfie's publicist, so I'm just going to say good morning.
I didn't know either. I just found out that just a few minutes ago. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I had questions, but then you built up to 4. The purple dulse and the purple carrots, I've been to several holistic stores, quite a few of the vegetable produce places. Where do you find purple dulse and purple carrots?
Purple dulse and purple carrots. If you can find them, they are online. You can find them. Now, you can find it in my greens. You can find the purple dulse. But, yes, the purple carrots, you can find those in a lot of stores. Like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, they do have those also. You might want to check with Mom's or Sprouts and those different places also. But usually, yeah, they do have the purple carrot. The purple carrot, you'll also notice that the actually stems are very long. So don't throw the stems away, family. You can actually juice the stems. They actually are very good for organ cleansing. That cleanses the liver, the pancreas, and the kidneys, along with the purple carrot, which is very sweet, by the way.
They're getting ready to open a new Sprout for 26th of this month, so I'll go up where they're getting ready to open it. Okay, but my question was, and also I'm following your rules. I'm not eating that shellfish.
Right, watch the shellfish, family. Yes, watch the shellfish.
But my main question is, how often do you do the pH test? I have gone from 5.3 when I was in your office. As of now, I'm 6.3.
Okay.
I think I'm doing the math pretty good.
Yes.
How often do you do the pH test?
Good question.
I'll hang up and listen.
All right. Good question. How often do you do the pH test? I always tell folks, always take the pH. You can do it as many times, number one, as you need to. But it's the best time to take it is always before a meal. Never take it after a meal, always before a meal. So it's good to take it first thing in the morning. Right, Mike? We always talk about that. You know, take it first thing in the morning.
AM, yep.
First thing in the AM. You take it in the morning.
Make it a habit.
Yeah, make it a habit. Get into that rhythm. You know, I think that the problem we have is that we're out of rhythm. Bad. That circadian rhythm is important. So taking the pH, you know, you take the pH strips, you get your pH strips, and then when you get the pH strips, you take the saliva and the urine. It has a little chart on it. Also, you can go on my website and download the chart. It's called the pH balance chart, okay? And that's not only the food chart, but you can also download the measuring chart for knowing where you are at all times. 6.5, 7.5 is where you are. So you take the urine over saliva, and then the formula is double the saliva, add to the urine, divide by 3, and that gives you your number. Tells you where your holistic number is, Mike. We got to do a whole show on that one. How about that? We got to redo that one again. That is so important because if you fall on the acidic side, you know you got to do something. And that's the environment which bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, cancer, all these things flow in a acidic environment. So we're going to talk about a little bit more of that. We got to take another break. This is Dr. Paul. You getting it all, y'all. WRD 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Let's be right back.
Tune in Saturdays from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to hear Empire Capital and Consulting founder Mark Palmer's show titled Black Money, Black Power. This show centers around black money and how black power is derived from money. Tune in every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Black Money, Black Power. Hosted by Mark Palmer.
No fear, just facts. This is WURD, Independent Black Media.
Wayne Avenue Health Food, located at 5007 Wayne Avenue, has been in business for 29 years. Wayne Avenue Health Food is a one-stop shop for all of your quality vitamins, herbs, and information with exceptional, friendly, experienced service. Wayne Avenue Health Food is open 7 days a week and delivers in the Philadelphia area and ships all over the country. For more information, call 267-338-6488.
You're listening to Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Independent Black Media.
And we're back. This is Dr. Paul Holistic Health Show, and today we're diving into bitter melon. Bitter melon. Oh, wow. Bitter melon. We talked about how bitter melon is packed with minerals and nutrients, vitamin A, vitamin C, also the zinc. It has all of the iron, but also there's some other good things about it, man. Mike, the more I dive into this thing, it's, we talk about how it actually helps with diabetics, people who are actually controlling the sugar. The studies, there's many studies that have been done that show that it reduces A1C numbers. Mm-hmm. So if you're someone who's dealing with, trying to control that sugar level, and also you got to watch food choices, family. Remember, this industrialization that's happening with our food is dealing with all refined foods. Your key is to stay unrefined. That means, get stuff that actually has the unrefined, which means the minerals in it. So whether it's refined sugars, refined salts, refined oils, stay away from it. You want to try to get unrefined, which means the minerals are in it. Because who's the number one and greatest refiner of all time, Mike? It is us. We are the greatest refiners. That's what your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys do. They break it down. So why would you buy something that's already refined? It's actually been defeated. It's been denatured. It's no longer alive. So that's only going to cause sludge.
That's what happens when something's broken. When something ain't broken, you try to fix it.
You try to fix it, right? Right, absolutely. So why would you do that? So now when you start to eat life, life begets life. Life will kill your life. How about that? But did you know also this bitter melon actually decreases cholesterol levels? Oh, I got to go into that one. That's a good one because there's a lot of people on the statin right now. We're going to go to Norbell. Norbell, you there? Good morning.
Hi.
Hey.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Dr. Paul.
How you doing? Oh, we doing good over here.
I have a question, though. I had a colonoscopy done, and on my results, it said that I have diverticulosis, and I do eat an awful lot of nuts every day. And I was wondering if you could speak on it or give me some suggestions.
Yeah, it still comes back to cleansing. Diverticulitis of any type. When it has, it's literally like little holes in the lining of the intestines. It started by, bad food choices, but also we got to repair the lining of the inside of the intestines. So that means that if you get little pockets in there, then now seeds, things like kiwi seeds, strawberry seeds, nuts, things like that can get trapped in those areas, and then they get covered over and now actually can get infected, and that's where the polyps come from. So you have to start to watch that. So no seeds, no small seedings or nuts and things like that. That is correct. But there's excellent things that you can use to replenish the lining of the intestines, which is actually what we use to help cleanse that. Would be, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, family. That would be things like aloe vera gel. Excellent for derma. Cleanse the inside of the intestines, but when you take it, you got to take it recommended by, of course, check with your doctors, things that whoever's your healthcare practitioner, but also make sure that you take it on an empty stomach. When you take it on an empty stomach, you can't eat for 30 minutes. That's allowing it to cleanse and also repair the lining of the intestines. Remember, skin on the outside, skin on the inside. Got it? So that will help you, but definitely you got to stay off the seeds. Got it?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care now. All right. Cholesterol, Mike. Did you know that high levels of cholesterol can cause fatty plaque buildup in your arteries, focusing on the heart, making the heart pump harder, increases the risk of heart disease. Got it? So several animal studies shown and found that bitter melon decreases cholesterol. How about that? There was one study where the high cholesterol diet observed that administered bitter melon extract led to a significant decrease in levels of total cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol. And the triglycerides, of course. But I wanted to, say something about that. They're gonna give you a statin, and the statins they're saying good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. But guess what, Mike? There is no bad cholesterol. It can't be bad if the body still makes it. People never ask that question. Well, wait a minute. If it's bad, then why the body keep making it? Got it? It's not bad. It's out of balance. That's where dis-ease comes from. Remember, ease is balance. Dis-ease, out of balance. That's all it is. So what are we doing that's causing a lot of this? Has everything to do with your liver. Your liver is what balances a lot of the cholesterol. Usually when we see those that have cholesterol issues, you usually got to look right back at their liver. And usually it's from a lot of the oils, you know, the refined oils. Like we just talked about the refined sugar, refined salt. But guess what? The refined oils. That makes a big difference because the refined oils actually going to clog up the arteries and the throughways to the liver, the kidneys, all of that, and blocks it up. Now the liver's like, I can't process this. This is nothing. I can't process this. Then it starts to cause those issues with blockage, plaque on the walls, arteries and veins. Systemically causes all the problems. All right, so cholesterol. That's another one that the bitter melon works on. So we got Cynthia on the line. Cynthia.
Yes,
good morning, Cynthia.
Yes, good morning. I have several questions for you. I mean, I just listened to what you just said about cholesterol because they said I had cholesterol when they took my blood test, and I said, I don't know why I have that. I'm not fat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what they said. But in the event, I want to talk to you about something. I took the turmeric. I have arthritis in my foot, but it doesn't cause me any pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the turmeric, but I still have arthritis in my foot, but I don't feel no pain. And the next question is B12 deficiency. When I used to be a vegetarian, and then they took my blood test and they said I was deficient in B12.
Mm-hmm.
They told me to introduce meat in my diet, so I introduced meat in my diet again, and then I was no longer deficient in B12. And my third question is, I don't understand how you can be asymptomatic and you can have the virus, but you don't have any symptoms. I'm not getting no clear explanation as to how you can have the virus and you don't know it. You're asymptomatic and you don't feel the results. I mean, if you got a flu, you know, you feel fevers and you're cold, and et cetera, et cetera. So, like, I don't understand.
Okay,
that.
well, that's why you got to get more information. Got it? See, remember, what we don't understand just means we got to get more information. Okay, when you're asymptomatic, it means that your body's fighting it. Got it? And that's what your body's supposed to do. The immune system is a marvelous and wonderful system. And as long as you have the ability to be exposed to this, the body learns what the environment in which you live in, and it creates the antibodies, which actually fight off all bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, cancer, whatever. That's a part of the immune system. That's why the marvelous immune system is the most protective thing you have. But you have to be introduced to this. That's why this is considered a novel virus, because it's very new. No one had a chance to expose to this. That's why people are becoming asymptomatic. So the body's learning. So when people say asymptomatic, it's really that the body's learning and defending itself. Got it? That's what's happening. So your body is the marvelous universal principle that keeps on fighting for you all the time. That's when you cut yourself, your body starts to correct itself, starts to heal. It sends the antibodies and the white blood cells to the scene of the crime, starts to correct it. It's always trying to correct itself. So that's what asymptomatic really means. Some people who have it and get it and they get sick is usually because they were already in a terrible state of chronic condition already, where they had a compromised immune system. So that's really where that comes from. You mentioned also cholesterol. She's still there? See, cholesterol is actually, when someone talks about cholesterol, you remember the body still makes cholesterol. It's the high density, low density. The whole concept of that is it's out of balance. So when someone's telling you you have things going on with cholesterol, check your liver, check the oils you're messing with. Stay away from refined oils. That's what it is. We usually say, here's the worst of the worst, family: canola oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil. Those are your worst ones you can actually mess mess with because they're actually saturation, causes issues with the liver. Canola, we don't even know what that is. Mike, we don't even know what a canola is.
I've never heard of it.
Canola. It is not a canola plant somewhere. Family, that was designed by taking the rape seed, and the rape seed was in Canada. So they said, Mike, we're in Canada. What are we going to call this thing? Well, it is an oil, and we are in Canada. Canola.
There you go.
I got it.
It wasn't even that well thought of. That's the crazy part.
You got it? So that's what's happening, family. So hopefully that answers the question. I forgot the first question she asked me, but those are the two things that, you got to do, family.
Vitamin B12.
B12, that's right. She said vitamin B12. Okay, vitamin B12, yes. Cobalt, you're actually dealing with vitamin B12. It's told that, you got to eat meat. And, some people will have this argument going back and forth. Let me tell you, the best way you can do this thing, get you some sea vegetables, man. That's where you get your greatest source of, you can get it from seaweed. Seaweed has a large source of B12. The cobalt, we talk about everything is out of the ocean, man. You can get so much that's discovered and undiscovered. We just been told a bunch of lies on a whole lot of levels, y'all. You stick natural, you can't go wrong. We say, do it God's way. You can't beat it, Mike. You can't beat it. That's what you say, man. That's my answer to the question. We're always looking for something that man's trying to get into and manipulate and alter it to make money, to do something. It always has an angle of money somewhere in there to tweak it. How are we going to make money? How are you going to make money? How are you going to do it? You can't beat God at his game. You can't beat him dropping a seed in organic soil, watering it, hitting it with sunshine, and getting an organic crop. And nothing faster in food than a banana or apple. That's the fastest food you can get. I tell you, man, we go on and on with that. But listen, family. Hey, Mike, are you giving me the fingers, man? You mean this 4 minutes, man? Are you serious?
I'm so sorry.
Family.
I'd love to stay here.
You got to be my theme. You got my theme, Mike. There you go, Mike. Family, it has truly been a pleasure. As you say, we got gremlins today. Mike, that was Mike. We got gremlins all in the studio today, but we got through it, man. I think we had a lot of good questions today. We heard from a lot of folks, man. And, whatever you're going through, remember, let's stay focused, family. Know where you are at all times. Stop breaking the rules. We have these universal principles that God's given us to stay on point so that you don't break the rules. Not saying I'm God and you're not, only because that there's an ecosystem in line. And if you break the rules, you're going to pay. But now it's time to get back into there. Know your rules. Know your understanding what you need to do. Stay on point. And then live a healthier life for you and your family. I want to thank everyone that called again. And this is Dr. Paul. If you want to get a hold of me, my number is 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854. Or you can call me directly, 215-779-7355. That's 215-779-7355. You can ask for the works, family. We're still doing that RM3A everybody talking about, and it is a full body analysis with the urine analysis. So we're trying to see where you are so that we can move you forward in the right direction. You can also go to my website at www.drpaulherbs.com. I want to give a shout out and thanks to the entire Lomax family for allowing us this platform where we can talk the way we talk, Mike. Ain't this awesome, man?
That's great, man.
Hey, man. And we're going to be back again tomorrow, Mike. You and I, man, on the Green Hour, 3 o'clock, man. So make sure y'all tune in, family. So be encouraged, and we'll see you next Saturday on the Dr. Paul Show, but we'll see you tomorrow on the Green Hour. And if you're breathing, you got a shot.
shot.
God bless you.